Alright guys, this message is for my Sagittarius out there, or Sagittarius cross watcher. Thank you guys for being here with me today. This message has something to do with, I don't want to bother you. Now I don't know if this is you, Sagittarius or cross watcher, if this is like somebody on the outside of you who feels like they may be bothering you. So it's like, well, I'm just going to leave you alone. I'm not even going to try. I'm not going to reach out anymore. I'm not going to say hi. Something like that. You know, I don't know if this is currently going on or if it's like a past, like recent past, you know what I mean? But that's what it feels like today. It feels like that's the energy. Like somebody here, unless it's you guys, feels like, I know you want to focus on you. I know you want to focus on your bills, on your dreams. If you have kids, on your kids, on your goals. I know that you want to do that. So I don't want to be a bother to you. Like, I don't know when's a good time to reach out. I don't know if you even want me to. Like, here's the thing. If somebody hasn't heard from you in a while, or they don't hear from you often, maybe they're even used, somebody could be used to like toxic relationships here, or used to people who are very codependent or needy of them, and perhaps you're the complete opposite where you require a lot of alone time. Somebody here does. I don't know which way this goes though, but somebody does require more alone time, or you know, they don't have a whole lot of time in the day. I mean, there's not many hours in the day when you think about it, especially for self-love, self-care, making sure you get adequate sleep, making sure that you spend time, especially if you have kids, making sure you spend time equally with your children. And if you got more than one, that's going to be more time. Making sure that you check in with your family, make sure those who are close to you are doing well. Definitely check in with the self. That goes right along with self-love. And do your work also, so that you can pay your bills to survive. And maybe get a little exercise in there, which could also go with self-love. You see what I'm saying? By the time that's all said and done, I mean, it's very hard to keep any type of friendship, relationship, anything going. So I feel like somebody here, I don't know how you know this person. I don't, even if it's a current partner, maybe you've been in communication with them, but you've been acting different and it could make them upset. But a lot of you, I don't think you're with somebody. I feel like it's someone here who is like a friend of yours, maybe even for some, a friend with benefits. Maybe this is a family member. It's something like that. It's like, oh, well, I guess, I don't know. But you know what I'm thinking? I'm going to say this is someone on the outside of you just so I don't get confused. I think if that's the case, you're actually causing this person to kind of wake up. Like, and not in a negative, like, oh, they need to wake up, they're so asleep. No, I'm not getting that. I actually get that there's two really good people here. Okay, so if you like hate somebody and you're watching this, I don't even want to pick up on that energy. There's a lot of energy being sucked out of the collective right now, just everything going on in the world, and I don't want to pick up on that right now. I really don't. So let's just talk about this. I get two really good people here who, one is just a little bit more conditioned by the types of people they're used to, and you're just different. You're different. Your type of love, romantic or not, it doesn't have to check in with someone constantly to remind them of that. You know what I mean? Your type of love is very self-sufficient. It stands on its own 2 feet, and that can be intimidating for somebody who's not used to that. You know, someone who's not used to a person who, I don't know, has these jealousies or these insecurities. I'm not saying you don't have insecurities, and I'm not saying you don't have jealousies. I think we all do to a degree at times, you know, at different times. However, I think you're pretty well-rounded, vice versa. Somebody here is well-rounded, and I'm not saying the other person isn't. I actually think the other person is, and I think that when the two of you do communicate again, because I do think you will, or when I think that you'll open up about kind of like, look, I've just had a lot going on, I'm really focused. You know, that's the thing. It's like somebody's really focused here. I think it's you. I think once it's explained to someone, and it's not that you have to explain either, but I think that you will, because you don't want to, like, whoever this is, you do care for them. You don't want them to think like you were just trying to like ghost them or something, or you don't want them to think they're not important to you, you don't care at all. You're just like, look, I mean, I also have a lot on my plate too, you know. Now listen, if this is new, and you were like talking to someone, getting to know them, it's possible for some of you that maybe this individual wasn't, they didn't step up to the plate. They didn't really let you know how they felt, and maybe you felt, I don't know about feeling, but maybe you wondered if you could really trust this person. Like, you may have wondered, are they being honest with me? I feel like I'm being very open with this person, and they're not really being as transparent with me. So maybe let me just do what I should be doing and not get lost in love again. Maybe you've been lost in love before, where you put your all into someone and it damn near ripped everything from you and it didn't work out. I don't know. But let's say you saw yourself, you felt yourself like going back into that mode. And so you were like, oh no, let me not do that. I've got to focus. Let me just stay focused. So you started trucking along again. And of course, because of that, all your time went to yourself, kids, career, goals, whatever it is you focus on. And it made this person freak the fuck out. Like, they started worrying. They're like, oh my God. But maybe now they'll get some sort of like fire in their feet or pep in their step. Maybe now they'll want to, I'm not saying you did anything like that to get someone's attention, but it's possible that it will affect an individual to a degree to be like, you know, because maybe they were even coming up with their own assumptions about you, like inwardly. Some of them may have thought, oh, did I do something? But others of them may have thought, oh, you must be lying to me, or you must be hiding things from me. I'm hearing, what is it that I don't know about you? What are you not telling me? So, you know, I do sense that there's two people here who've been highly hurt before. Feels like you're on the different side of it, though. Like, you're not like, I feel like you've done a lot of healing from whatever you've been through, unless it's reversed. You know, no judgment for the person who hasn't. But I'm going to say it's the other individual. They still have a lot of insecurities on their end, like a lot that need to be addressed. But I think you're going to help them with that by you kind of leading by example. Really? That's what it feels like. You leading by example teaches this potential love interest or current partner or an ex even or friend. It's teaching somebody to kind of not freak out, for one, not let fear take over, because fear is such a low vibration and it's the complete opposite of love energy. It has two completely different energies to it. And so somebody can say all day, like, I support you, I love you, I respect you, whoever this is to you, or I like you a lot, you know. But when they come from a place of fear, it's like, look, it's kind of weighing me down a little bit, and I feel like I don't want to feel like I'm having to check in with you every 5 minutes or whatever just to make you not worry about what I'm doing or something, or like, you know what I mean? And I also don't want to get to the place where like my trauma comes back in and it starts leading me, and I start, the moment you don't do something, I start freaking out because I'm prone to do that too because of my past. So let me just back up before I get too almost like obsessed with you. It's almost like two people, if this is romantic, it's almost like two people who started to fall for each other really quick and like each other a lot, but maybe even one of them realized it before the other one, or one, I don't know, but because neither were telling you, I'm hearing Nigel, because neither were expressing this to each other, they kind of were like, oh my God, let me just stay away, let me focus more on me, and I'll reach out when and if it's convenient for me, and if you do, fine, I'm not going to worry about it, okay? If this is a connection that's already together, because some of you may already be with someone, I would say this is going to resonate more for the majority, like who are new, a newer relationship, not one that's been going for a while. So if you've been with somebody a long time and you're watching this, this probably won't resonate with you unless it does, but I'm not getting that. I think that this would be if you are newly in a relationship. Both of you may have kind of like some, like my question to you would be, how long has it been since the two of you have been single? Hopefully it's been a while. If it hasn't, my question would be like, maybe, you know, do you guys think that you're both ready? I wouldn't rush anything if it's not been a long time, because I feel like there could still be just a little bit more time taken on both parts, because otherwise you guys are just going to get together and kind of like unintentionally punish each other for what other people have done. You know what I mean? And have these like, I don't know, these fears and jealousies. I've been there. I've done it and been there. I've been on both ends, so I get it. But for the majority, I think you're single. And when and if, whether this has happened already or it's going to happen in the near future, when and if you talk to this person, you explain to them kind of why you've been silent or why you've not answered as much, why you haven't seen them, whatever you've done. They felt it. They definitely felt it. I think they're gonna feel lighthearted, you know? Like, it's gonna make them feel really good, not only just the fact to hear your explanation, but it's refreshing. Something about you is refreshing, that you're genuine. Because at first I think somebody wasn't necessarily believing you were entirely genuine. Like, maybe even had a little trust issues on you or something here, even though you did nothing to them. Vice versa. This could also be both people who started to do it to each other, although you both didn't know it, and then one person ultimately, like, one person pulled away a little and then the other one did. You know what I mean? Like, you could even mirror each other here, where, well, you know what I mean by mirror. You could, it's possible that you mirrored each other here, but I think there's potential for two people. I think it should definitely not be something that's rushed into at all. I think there's two people who probably, like, it could even go really deep if this ends up being romantic. But when it's time, you know what I mean? I think there's still a lot of work and a lot of trauma to be healed, especially on one person's part. And they're gonna realize it. Like, someone's going to realize their own insecurities once, like, something is reestablished here, or you talk a little more, you open up about where your focus has been. I'm hearing your primary focus. And then they'll be like, inwardly they'll think, wow, I don't want to come off as like I'm needy or I'm bothering you. I don't want to come off as like I'm like begging you or expecting you to check in with me. But they're not mad at you. They have nothing to be, do you see what I'm saying? But they're inwardly going to be thinking that to themselves, like, oh, I got to work on myself because I'm coming off as a little insecure. They're going to check themselves due to how you handle a situation when they realize that the reason that you've been doing something isn't to punish them, isn't because you're playing games, isn't because you're like anybody else to like reel them in and make them reach out more. No. It's because you have bills to pay and because you have things to focus on and because you also didn't want to become obsessed over this person. You didn't want to become reliant on their energy or codependent. This could be a friend, potential love interest, or even a new partner. What do you call that? Like friends with benefits, like a friend, potential lover, anything like that. I feel a little odd today. If you guys can tell, like my eyes are still bothering me from not wearing my glasses. I'm trying to readjust them and heal me wearing my glasses so I don't have to ruin my eyes even more. But my youngest daughter has strep. Like, I don't know what's going on, but like strep goes around a lot lately and this year. Have you guys noticed strep's going around a lot more? Like a lot more. So anyway, my youngest daughter has it now, and I don't get strep. I don't know if I don't get strep because I don't have my tonsils, but my throat is a little weird today. It feels a little weird. I've got a little bit of acid reflux again, and I feel really drained. I don't know if it's just what's going on in the planets or what the hell it is. You know, this enlightenment I'm going through, and I don't know. But so I feel a little bit like I need some water to continue talking to you, but that's about all though that I'm getting. So I guess there's not much more to say on it other than I don't know. I actually think this is going to be really good, guys. I think this will be good, and you and another person will be able to kind of come. If anything, this could even be like the whole absence makes the heart grow fonder type situation, you know, when you don't talk to somebody for a while or even just a little, and you kind of like focus on your own goals and dreams, and then you come back together. It's like I fucking like miss talking to you, you know. I miss seeing you. Like I want to see you, you know, because neither of you are coming from a place of like need or obsession or fear. It's like you can come together and be very confident and share your stories and your accomplishments with each other. Like, hey, this is what I've accomplished since the two of us haven't talked, and I'm doing pretty well, you know. Still could be better, but I'm doing great, you know. Like touching base with each other, and then it's like really attractive. That's sexy. That's hot. You know, who wouldn't like that? Who wouldn't see like, wow, everything in that, like, I like that. I would think that would be a really good partner to have in the future. It would grow into something very strong, compatible. I do think you and another are compatible, whether as really good friends or lovers, when the time is right, unless you're already with them. I think it's just going to get better and better over time, and maybe it needs to be like I mentioned the other day, like a slow burn. You guys will be very proud of each other in the end when you can come together and then talk to each other about what you guys have kind of experienced and gone through during the times that y'all don't, you know, these are two people who are not stuck up each other's ass love that. You don't see that often. I love it. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here with me, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.